So hello guys, welcome to my this video. And in the previous tutorial I had shown you all the design part of Angular shopping cart, and in this tutorial I will cover the functionality of shopping cart. So here I will cover all the functionality step by step. I mean guys, if I do all the video in same all the thing in same video, so it will be so long. So that's why I will complete step by step, and in this video I will show you just how you can increase and decrease the product quantity, and how to create this product dynamically, because in the previous tutorial I created this product statically. So if I work in real life project, so all the product comes by API. So here I'm not using API, but I will create this product dynamically. So I will create an array of this product, and then I will take this product, so that will be the dynamically same like API. So after doing that, I will show you how you can increase and decrease the product quantity. And after doing this increase and decrease this product quantity, so in the next after next tutorial, so then I will show you how you can click the add to cart button, and then how the product will be add on the cart. So that will be the main thing, and in this tutorial just I will show you the increase and decrease. So guys, let's move to my laptop.
So guys, you can see here is the product, and now all the product is statically I maintain. But guys, when we work in real life project, so you know all the data is comes by API. But here I'm not using API. So we can do one thing. If you know how to fetch data from API, so you will be know that the data which we are fetching, it comes in a array format or object. So we can do one thing. We can create an array in TS file, because when we fetch data using API, that also comes in an array. So we can create an array in TS file, and then the data we can fetch by this TS files array. So it will be the same like API. And guys, if you want to know how to fetch data using API, so you can comment me. I will make another video, but here I will not use API. And just here I will create an array, and from the array I will fetch the data. That will be the same like API. And here guys, one thing I want to show you, that is in the cart page. Here I have created one thing, that is single delete button, which I forgot to show yesterday. So I made this today, this single delete button, because when I will click this button, so then the product will be removed from cart. So this is the single delete button, and here is the remove all item. Means guys, here we can add many products, so all the product will come in this cart page. When I will click this remove all button, so all the product will be removed from card or database. Okay, so now first of all I will maintain it dynamically, but not I will use API. Just I will create an array, and then from the array I will fetch all the product data. So now here in the home component.html file, here is the 4 product. So I divide it into 3, because you know there are 12 grid. So I divide into 3, and there is a 4. And now in the TS file, just below the ng on in it, first of all here I will create an array. So here we have to write a variable. So here we can write the variable name is product, and array, product array. But this is the variable, so variable name you can write as per your choice. And now here I will create an array. So syntax is square bracket and semicolon. And now here I have to be create a multiple object for this product. So here is the 4 product, so I have to be create 4 object. And guys, if you want to know the about the array in Angular, so you can watch my this tutorial. You can find in Angular tutorial playlist, and you can find from there. And if you didn't find, so you can write in comment, I will provide the link. And here first of all is the image of this product. So here I have to write a property, that is img for image, and the property name you can write as per your choice. And now image is a string format. And I will do one thing, just I will remove all the grid from here. Only one grid I will leave here, because I will use ng for of loop in this grid. And I will open this grid. So here is the product image path. So I will copy this path and I will paste here, because all the product I will come from this array. So here I will paste comma, and now here is the rupees. So we can write the property name amount, but you can write anything, and amount is number. So here I will not use double inverted comma, and first product amount, here is the all the product amount is 400, but here I will change just little bit of. So first product amount I will write 400. You can write as per your choice. Our main focused on functionality, and now here that is quantity. You can see here quantity. So here we can write the property name QNT for quantity, and all the product, for all the product I will set the quantity is default. When you will get the get this product from API, so you can see the product quantity will be 1 default, because guys, because if you go to the purchase anything, anything if you want to purchase, so quantity minimum will be 1. You cannot purchase 0. Okay, so minimum quantity is 1. So for that I set all the quantity will be 1 for. So here is the quantity 1, because you cannot purchase 0 quantity, so minimum is 1. So that's why I am setting all the for 1 for all the product. And now the one object is completed for one product, and now I will copy this one, and just here I will write comma and paste here. So just here, you know guys, if you know here all the product, just I have the image name is P1, P2, P3, P4. If I show here, so I will open, and here is my project, this one, and source assets. So here you can say P1, P2, P3, P4. So here we can do just instead of P1 we can write P2, and I told you quantity will be default 1, because we cannot purchase 0 quantity, minimum is 1. So quantity will be 1 for all product, and just here I will change the amount 600. Now is the second product is completed, and now here I will write a comma and paste, and now the image name will be P3, and amount I will change 800, and quantity will be 1, and again I will write comma, and product name I will change P4, and just here I will write 1000. Okay, so if I save here, and now this product I will take from this array. Okay, so just here in this grid I have to be write ng for of loop. So if I save here, I remove all the grid, so the only one product will become here. So if I save here, so I will show you the first of all, I leave it one grid. So here, so you can see one product, but I have done all the product in this array, so I have to fetch this array, and this is the same like API, because when we get data from API, that come in the array format. So that's why I have created an array. So it's the same like array, same like API. So now I will do one thing, just here I will write ng for of loop. So here star, the syntax is star ng, if is the capital of ng for of, and equals to inverted comma. And now here you have to take a variable. So you know when we take a variable, then we write a keyword. We can write late, var, anything. So here I will write late, and now here I have to be write a variable name. So here we can write the variable name prod, that is the that denoting product. Okay, you can write any name as per your choice of the variable. And now of, so this is the keyword, and this is the syntax, you can say. So late product of. So in this variable I have to be store this product array variable. So if I write this one, so now so guys, I have made a tutorial on JavaScript. What is the difference between for of loop, for in loop, for loop? So you don't, if you don't know what is the for using of for of loop, so you can watch my JavaScript tutorial. So you will find the playlist of JavaScript tutorial. So you can check the difference for of loop, for in loop, and for each loop. So guys, if you are working on Angular, So you should know JavaScript because Angular is the framework of JavaScript. So all the valid JavaScript code is valid in Angular. So that's here I'm using for of loop. Just syntax is different, but purpose is same. Here I'm using of for of loop. So of keyword to fetch the all the property and value of the array. So now if I write of product array, so that means all the property of this array and value, that means property this one called the property and the this one are the value. So all the property and value now I'm storing in this product variable. And guys, here I will suggest, if you don't know for of loop anything in JavaScript, so you can watch my JavaScript tutorial, access the playlist of JavaScript tutorial and watch JavaScript first of all, because otherwise sometimes you may confused, because Angular is the framework of JavaScript. So directly don't move to Angular. First take a knowledge in 60 to 70% of JavaScript and then you moved on Angular. Otherwise sometimes you may confuse what I'm doing. Okay, so now all the value of this and the property of this product array I have stored in this product variable. So now I will copy this product variable, and instead of static image, here we can bind image whatever I have written in this array. So now curly braces for binding. This is the interpolation. So also guys, if you don't know the interpolation, so I have made a tutorial on this, so you can check this. And now dot and the image this is the name of the property is img for image, you can see here. So I will write img. Okay, and this amount, just instead of static, here I will bind again. So curly braces and this one prod dot, and for the amount the property is amt, you can see here. So I will copy this amt and I will paste here, and quantity. So same way quantity, and I will copy this prod, because all the product arrays property and value I store in this product variable. So that's why prod product and dot quantity is, you can see, qnt. So I will paste here. So if I save, and guys, just here you can see the increase and decrease button, because increase and decrease button will be the same for all the product, and here is the add to cart button, that will be the same for every product. Here it will not be the change. So here you can see now the product is coming by this array. So it's the same like API. So here you can see the amount, because I just changed the amount here, 400, 600, 800 and 1000. Okay, so now one thing is completed. I told you in this video I will show you the two things, that is, first of all I will do this product in dynamically. So now it's same like dynamically, and now the one thing I will do, when I will click this increase button, so the product quantity will be increased, and when I will click the decrease button, so the product quantity will be decreased. So now I will make this functionality. But before guys, I will say one thing. Guys, here I have to be do unique, because guys, all the here is the 4 product. So for this 4 product I have to be maintain one thing, that will be the unique. So here we can do PRODID. This is the this is for product ID. Okay, so I have written the property name PRODID, but you can write any name of this property. So the product ID 1. So this way we can make all the product unique value. So why I'm making this, so you can when I will do the all the things step by step, so then you will understand that why I'm making this product ID for all the product unique. So everything we have to make it unique. So you can write a product ID or any name, but you have to make one thing unique. So that's why I am writing 1, 2. So all the thing you can see unique, 1, 2, and here I will write product ID is 3, and here I will write product ID is 4. but this unique thing I will not show to the user, but this unique thing we need it for the functionality. So that's why I am writing this unique one, product ID 1 2 1 2 3 and 4, this unique one, but I will not show to this user because it don't need to show the user, just it will be the needed for our development purpose. So that's why I'm making this, so we don't need to show user. Okay, so now I will save it, and guys, now I will work on this increase and decrease button. So here is the increase button, so you can see the plus icon, and after that quantity, and here is the decrease button. So when I will click this increase button, so the quantity will be increased. So when I will click, so that's why we have to be write a click method. So how we write in click method in Angular? So just parenthesis and click. In JavaScript we write on click, but in the Angular we write only click, and we write it in inside this parenthesis, and inside this double inverted comma you have to be write the method name. So you can write method name as per your choice, but for the similar type method name we can write here inc. Inc is for increase, but you can write instead of inc anything as per your choice. And the same way we have to be write the method in decrease button. So this is the decrease button. So here instead of inc I will write dec for decrease. And guys, here I will show one thing. When I will click this increase button, so we need the data of this product, and when I will click increase button of this product, so we need the data of this product. So for that, guys, here all the value of the product I have stored in this product variable. So if I pass this product variable as a parameter inside this increase function and decrease function, and now if I copy this one and just here, if I write here, and if I console dot log this product, so let's see what output I'm getting. Okay, because you know in this product variable, here in this product variable I have stored all the product data. So if I pass this product variable, this variable in this increase and decrease function, and now in the console, so in the console just I will zoom in, and now if I click this increase button, so I think I forgot to save here. Okay, now it's saved, and clicking this increase button, so here you can see I'm getting the data of this product. So this is the P1 image name, you can see the 400 price, and if I click this increase button of this product, so here you can see product ID is 2. So I made it unique all the products. So the first one is 1 and the second is 2, and the image name is, you can see P2, amount is 600. So if I pass this product variable, because I store all the data in this product variable, so when I'm clicking, so I'm getting all the product data separately in console. So now we can do, just here we need a quantity, because when I will click this button, so the quantity will be increased. So I need only this quantity, this one. When I'm passing this prod variable, so I'm getting all the things. So if I write here prod dot quantity, because I need a quantity only, because when I'll click this button, so the only quantity will be increased. I don't need all this data, just need a quantity. So if I pass here prod dot quantity, so let's see I'm getting only quantity or not. So now it's compiled successfully. So now if I click this, so you can see I'm getting only quantity. The same way you can see only quantity. So all the products quantity is 1, so that's why you can see it's 2 and quantity is 1, 3, 4. So you can see here quantity is 1. So now I'm getting the quantity. So now guys, here when I will click this button, so the quantity will be increased. So we can do one thing, just here we can write. So first of all I will comment this console, and we can write here product quantity will be increased 1 by 1. So equals to, then product dot quantity plus 1 we can write here. So how many time I will click? So in this product quantity, here I'm storing the product quantity plus 1. So that means product quantity will be increased 1 by 1 because I have written the product quantity. So the product quantity plus 1. Okay. So now let's see guys, it's increasing or not. So first of all I will close this console because I don't need that now, and okay, it's compiled. So if I click, so you can see it's increasing because I have written inside this product quantity I have stored product quantity plus 1, and I think here it's showing a error. The decrease does not exist on type home component, and this error guys, because here this error is showing because guys, here I have written a decrease function but I did not define in TS file. So this error is saying that guys, here you can see the decrease does not exist on home component because in the HTML file I have written a decrease method but I do not define in TS file. So just here if I write decrease, so then the error will not be shown. And this function's definition I will write out later, but first of all I will write the definition of increase function. So here the increase function is working, you can see, because I have written the product quantity plus 1, and here I am storing in this quantity button. And now guys, instead of this one we can write this way, this is the same, so we can remove this one and here we can write plus. So all the thing I have shown in JavaScript, so this is same like that one. Okay, this also I have shown in arithmetic in JavaScript, so you can watch this tutorial also, and this tutorial you will get in JavaScript tutorial in my playlist. So this will be the same. So if I save and if I show you in browser, so you will find this one is same like that one. So here you can see I'm clicking, so product quantity is increasing. But guys, here it's one thing, if you notice, in any kind of e-commerce site, that you cannot increase quantity as per your choice. They are at the limited. Suppose if I set the limit up to 5 quantity, we can purchase the product. So okay, so here is the limit. So that means when I will go to the 5 up to 5 quantity, so we cannot increase the quantity more than 5. So then this time here I have to be write a if condition. So if, and inside this if condition, here I have to be write that is product dot quantity if not equals to 5, only then the product quantity will be increased. So that means product quantity will be increased when this quantity will not go up to 5. Okay, so save, and it's compiling. So it's refreshing, and now 2, 3, 4, 5, and now I'm clicking. So you can see product quantity is not increasing because I said product quantity will be increased when the product quantity will not go up to 5. And the same way we can write the decrease function. Just here I will copy this one, and product quantity will not be decreased up to 1. So this time quantity will be minus. That means guys, if product quantity comes up to 1, so then product quantity will never go to less than of 1. So I think you can understand this one, because I show you very simple way. If you find anything in any tutorial or anything in anywhere, so you maybe you can see it's show you the very difficult way, but I'm showing it's very simple way. Okay, I think you can understand. And after that, if you don't understand, so you can write in comment. I will show you. I will try to solve your doubt. Okay, so now if I increase, so now it's a 5, so now I can't increase. And if I click this minus button, so you can see after 1 I cannot decrease. Okay, so here is the 2, and here is product. I can minus here, I can decrease it also, I can increase, decrease all the product quantity. Okay guys, so here this is done. And now in the next tutorial I will show you, if you set, suppose if you set the product quantity is 4 of this product, and then you click this add to cart button, so here it will be add one product, and when you will go to the cart page, so you can see this product details. So I will show you it in next. And if you find this video is help to you, so guys don't forget to like this video guys. If you don't like, so I can't get a motivate to make another video. Okay, so if you find helpful, so guys don't forget to like and comment. And if you have any doubt, so comment it below. I will try to solve your doubt. Okay, and guys another thing I want to say here, that is, if you don't know JavaScript, so guys watch this JavaScript tutorial first of all, then you will find easily you can do Angular, because Angular is the framework of JavaScript. So you have to be make strong your basic. So Java, you have to be know the knowledge on JavaScript 50 to 60%. I'm not saying you have to be a master of JavaScript, just 50 to 60% get a knowledge on JavaScript, then it will be easy to do anything in Angular. So guys, like this video and comment it, and in the next I will show you this add to cart function.